What's going on, everybody? This is Brendan, Dad Planet. Welcome back to the One Man Show. So, went to a thrift store recently, had a ton of success. I'm going to take you along for the ride. We're going to look at all of the things that I sourced. It was a fantastic trip, tons of bolos. But I want to talk to you really quickly before we get started about why, even in a time of potential recession, I'm raising my prices. Stay tuned. All right, so you watch the news, you watch what's happening in the real estate market, gas prices are rising. It sounds like maybe we're headed towards a recession where we'll have consecutive months of declining GDP, or however it is they measure that. Everything's falling, the sky's falling, but gas prices are going up, and inflation is hitting everybody. Why does it make sense to raise prices, or why would I do that during this time? So I think if you look this up, the last time I checked, there was something like 25 million millionaires in the United States, right? 25 million people that earn over seven figures. That doesn't even include people that earn over 500,000 or whatever. So to me, it makes sense to target them, or target people that are less susceptible to economic fluctuations, financial fluctuations. It makes sense to target them, right? And you can do that by raising prices. Now, when I say raise your prices, I don't necessarily mean like take the old Navy vest that retailed brand new for $15 and try to get $45 for that. What I'm saying is go after more expensive items, and don't be afraid to target higher priced items, because those people that end up buying those items might not necessarily be affected by a recession, right? You are not your target market a lot of the time. And I have to remind myself that as well. Just because I sold, a toaster for $250 doesn't mean I would ever pay that kind of price for it, but you better believe I'm going to target them. So with that said, please keep that in mind. We're going to go into a thrift store, and I'm going to see if I can find a bunch of stuff to resell. So come on, come with me. What? Sing it if you know it. All right, here we go. Looking at the electronics, and I saw somebody leaving a pair of Hokas behind. Now, this is a very in-demand style. This is the Bondi 7. This is a men's, but they are wide. If you search Hoka Bondi 7 wide in eBay, you're going to see 126 listed, but 452 have sold. This is a major in-demand Hoka style, so keep your eye out for it. I've actually already sold those for $35, so that was a very nice sale. It had a little bit of damage on the inside, so I had to price it aggressively, but that's you get $50 for those easy. I saw this pan here. I didn't think it had any value, so I end up setting that back. That could have been a mistake, but checking out the thing right next to it here. This is a Revere Wear, and I really don't like selling this kind of stuff, although this is a 12 quart stock pot, 1801, with the lid and a copper bottom. Now, I saw a recent comp for $70. List to sell ratio 134 to 54. They're not that great, but this is versatile because of its size, the fact that it's the large one. So I'm going to take it at $10. And I'm going to price mine at $69.99 also, and see if I can't get $70 for that. So right off the bat, we got a couple of nice things here, and I'm pretty satisfied. So good haul here. I have a ton of success with lava lamps. So this is a single wave motion lamp. I've never sold one like this before. They only want $4 for it. I haven't tested it yet. I'm assuming, of course, that it works just fine. Groovy glitter lamp is what they call it on the bottom there. So I'm going to just take a look on the inside to see if there's anything that stands out. Very pretty, very colorful, and there is a recent comp that just sold for $35. So at $4, I'm going to list mine for $35 as well. Sometimes I only need to see one comparable sold to make an informed decision or an informed purchase. So I'm going to take that. I think I can get $35 for it, just like that other listing. Next thing I notice here as I'm shopping the racks is a pair of Rock Revival pants. Now these are the Debbie boot. List to sell ratio, not that great. 24 listed, 7 sold in the last 90 days. This is a size 27, and the inseam is 30. They have flat pockets. The pants looked great. And, Rock Revival, I buy by brand, not necessarily by style. So I'm going to list these. I've seen some sell in the $50 range, some in the $30 range. I'm going to price mine at $45 and hope that they sell for that price. The quality was pretty high on those. So that was a good find as well. Another rack came out. This is electronics. This is an NAD receiver. The model is 7240PE. I actually have it in my room right next to me. I'm going to test the speaker outputs here in just a second. think they wanted $9 for it. I can't remember. I didn't see the sticker there. It was $8.99 it was marked, but I am going to shoot for, and the comps, the sold comps are listed in like the 150 to 170 range. So I think I'm going to list mine around maybe 150, 160, assuming of course that the sound outputs work. I've tested the power and all that stuff already. Everything powers up as it should, but we're looking at, even on a small trip to one store, and by the way, the rest of that stuff on that cart's got no value. We're looking at 4 really high quality items for great prices. So I mean, you can't really beat that when you're shopping a thrift store basically every day, with the exception of maybe some weekends, even though I do pop in and out on weekends, just depending on where I'm at. 4 items in a store like this that always gets pretty beat up. I can't complain. I like where we're at right now. So I've mentioned this before, but one of the things that I'm looking at pretty heavily right now is Halloween. Any Halloween items that I can find. That holiday is going to come up really quickly, and it's only going to be another couple of months until Halloween items start to really fly off the shelves. And so what you're going to see here in a minute is a pretty cool item that actually doesn't have a terrible list to sell ratio right now, even though we're kind of far away from the holiday. It was a cool lamp right there. But it's this right here, Gemmy Giggle Buddies. Again, list to sell ratio, there are 10 currently listed and 5 have sold in the last 90 days. I saw this exact model, which is like the little, white guy. There's an orange color too. There might be black, I don't remember, but I haven't tested this yet either. And I forget what was the price on that. Was it $5 that they wanted? But it looks pretty clean. And there was a sold comp for $30. So I'm trying to, oh no, they want $4 for it. It's actually an even better price. But anything holiday or anything Halloween related right now, I'm scooping up big time, because it's going to really, again, start to sell very, very quickly. And I also, sell Halloween items wholesale to customers as well, in addition to the items that I list for, I guess, retail, if that's what you want to call it, on my eBay store. So that was a fun find too. And it just keeps getting better. So I looked at this Big Boss, this air fryer. It looks brand new in the box, and honestly, I passed it up. What was the price on it? They wanted $9 for it. I really was not satisfied with the sold comparable data that I saw, so I left this behind. That could have been a bad idea, but off that cart, I pulled out these Birkenstocks. These are Arizona EVAs. They are like a marbly jade, yellow color mixture. Size 40, which I think is a women's size 9. These were awesome, and I'm going to list mine for $35. I think Birkenstock should be a no-brainer, so those were a fun find as well. And I checked an area that I don't normally check in the store, and that's like the polo shirts and like the dress shirt area, but something caught my eye just as I was about to get in line, and it's this right here. So polo Ralph Lauren shirts. Some of the sizes that are really highly desirable are the 3XLs, the 4XLs, the 4XLT, which you saw right there. When you see that size in Ralph Lauren, please run comparables. I got really lucky here in that there are a ton. One of them, I think the first one you saw, was like new without tags. This is a Polo Earth shirt that I just showed you right there. Actually, a couple Vineyard Vines ones in this size, 4XLT. So when you see that size, especially for Polo Ralph Lauren, there's another beautiful one right here. Do your research, and if you're comfortable, grab them. I buy every one of them. In fact, if you go into your eBay app and you search Polo Ralph Lauren short sleeve, and then you type in the 4XLT size, you'll see 108, at least at the time I was recording this, 185 currently listed. And then you check the solds. The solds I'm getting are 734, and while they're not all like exactly short sleeve polos, you'll get a couple of other variations in there. That really, from that keyword perspective, is an indication that those sizes are highly, highly desirable. So there are 6 on the rack here. I'm going to take all of them and get each one of them listed at a minimum of $40. Some of those shirts can be pushed to $50, and I think even that marbly, like the color for that one is Harbor Island Blue, along with the white for that last like tie-dye one that you see there. I think I may even list that for $60. So 6 shirts, minimum of $40. Then that rack came out, and there were like 7 more. So I pulled every one of them. It's a beautiful like lavender purple color. This is a Vineyard Vines, I think it's Performance, 3XLT. You guys saw me sell 3 or 4 of those for $40 a pop. Those have all sold. Here's another Vineyard Vines Edgartown polo, and then a few other polo / Vineyard Vines sizes in that 4XL size. amazing finds right there. There's 7 more. And again, even at $40, that's $280, bringing the total of everything in my cart on the low end, $920, on the high end, $1,000. Crystal left a comment, and it was something to the effect of not knowing if something is going to sell or not is keeping her from becoming a reseller. She has 5 children and wants to end up making more money than she's currently making at her job as a cashier. So here's what I want to tell you directly, Crystal, and anyone else that's listening, is I have 2 young children and they're at home. It's summertime. It's hard. It's a challenge to work around them, right? Especially when you work for yourself and you work from home. So whether it's 2 children or it's 5 children or it's 500 children, working around them is a logistical challenge and there's no way around that. So pick your problems, right? You have problems that you have to deal with on a daily basis at your job as a cashier, and you're gonna have problems working for yourself when you're at home. So pick your problem. And the problem that I would pick all the time is the one where you have to manage what you're currently doing on a daily basis while working around and caring for children. That's the better problem to have, if you ask me. With respect to not knowing if something is going to sell or not, you don't need to know that in advance. That's what you use the eBay app for. So while this might sound obvious for some of you listening in who are familiar with searching sold comparables, I put them on the screen for you, and it's available for everyone to use. So you can come into this not really knowing anything, and then throughout the course of giving it a try, you'll learn what sells because eBay provides that data for you. They make it easy for all of us to decide what's going to sell, what doesn't. And I guess sometimes on items, but I don't encourage you to do that in the beginning. Just use the eBay app and sort by solds to see if an item that you have in your hand when you're outsourcing is valuable or not, or it has a decent enough sell-through rate, or it's selling at all. All of that information is there. So I don't want to ever discourage you by saying don't give this a try. These are great problems to have, little rugrats running around all the time and trying to manage the business that you run. So stay motivated and don't think for a second that you can't do it. You absolutely can, and you can make a ton more money doing this than you can in your current job. It just takes practice, and practice makes almost perfect. So keep it up. All right, let's see if I can get this thing to work. This is the Giggle Buddy. Where is the switch? Sorry, this camera work is pretty shoddy. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, it works. It's kind of silly looking, but hey, look, we're in business. You guys and girls are my absolute favorite. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. I've got plenty more coming. Thank you again. I'm out. We'll see you in the next video.